Yo, what's up you guys? Welcome back to Second Take. It's Vishwa here, and today we're going to be talking about a really polarizing player of this year's NBA draft, Sacramento Kings rookie Keegan Murray, and why he can become a future star player in the NBA. For those who don't know him, Murray is a 6'8" combo forward out of the University of Iowa, and as the NBA Summer League, a designated league for either rookies, sophomores, and sometimes third-year players, as well as older players just looking for an opportunity to shine, Keegan Murray has been among the standouts. In today's video, we'll first examine Keegan Murray's two-year collegiate career and his scouting outlook coming into the draft, public's perspective on him, and then we'll take a dive into Murray's Summer League play so far. Then we'll look at it into his fit into the actual Sacramento Kings, and finally come to the conclusion of why he's a future NBA star. And before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I promise you will not regret it, and let's get straight into the video. To start off, after graduating from Prairie High School, Keegan Murray actually spent a postgraduate year at DME Sports Academy in Daytona Beach, Florida, where he averaged 21 points, 7 boards, and 2 blocks and a steal per game. He earned the Metro Player of the Year and earned First Team All-State among many other awards. He then committed to the University of Iowa. In his first year, he averaged only 7 points and 5 boards, shooting 51% from the field and 30% from 3. But these numbers were also only on 18 minutes a game. But what I love about Murray is that instead of rushing the process and declaring for the NBA draft, he returned for another year at Iowa to improve and develop his game and draft stock even more, and it surely paid off mightily. In his sophomore year, Murray put up an impressive 24 points, 9 boards, and 2 assists a game, shooting an eye-popping 55% from the field and 40% from 3, all on a significantly greater 32 minutes a game. According to a scouting report, Murray was seen as a really efficient player, and really, wherever he takes a shot, a 3-ball or a layup, he makes the most of them and is really consistent overall, taking high percentage shots. His low post game and spot-up 3-ball was a plus. He was also a really versatile defender with great awareness, IQ, and is a solid athlete who's also great on the boards. However, some of his weaknesses scouts saw were Murray's older age at 21 years, lateral quickness at the next level when switching on to guards, lack of ball handling and playmaking ability, and his ISO pull-up game wasn't the best as he didn't have as much skill in that department. Some common comparisons of his game are Pascal Siakam, Kyle Kuzma, or Obi Toppin. Now that we have a good grasp of Keegan's past and overall game, we'll transition to his experiences of the NBA so far. Now, before the draft, according to pretty much every mock draft board, NBA Draft Room, NBA Draft Net, ESPN, CBS, NBC, and Tankathon, the Kings were actually slated to take guard Jaden Ivey with the 4th pick, and after the Kings took Keegan Murray, so many experts and fans thought the Kings were missing out on Ivey by a lot. In my opinion, Jaden Ivey can arguably be seen as a better player than Keegan Murray, but the Kings still made the right decision taking Murray simply because of their need for another forward. It also simply makes no sense to me if the Kings were to draft Ivey when they already have De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell. And now in the Summer League, Keegan has been playing like a 5-year vet and is averaging among the most points per game out of every player. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, I cannot show some of the Summer League highlights, unfortunately, due to copyright, so if you want to see his Summer League highlights more specifically, feel free to watch the NBA's channel highlights on him. Before the actual Las Vegas Summer League, there was also the California Classic League, and 4 teams took part in the tournament: the Kings, Lakers, Warriors, and Heat. The Kings would end up winning this tournament, defeating all 3 of the teams. In these games, Murray averaged about 20 points and 8 rebounds a game on 51% from the field and 44% from 3. Murray scored 26 points against the Warriors, but did have a struggling game against the Heat as he shot a poor 4 for 15 from the field and only scored 9 points, but he did bounce back in the final tournament game against the Lakers, scoring 24 points. In the first game against the Orlando Magic, Murray had an absolutely amazing double overtime showdown with #1 overall pick Paolo Banchero with 23 points of his own. Unfortunately, the Magic did barely win the game by 2 points. Nevertheless, Murray still dropped 20 points, 9 boards, and 2 dimes, including 4 threes. Following this game, Murray would square up against fellow lottery pick Benedict Mathurin of the Indiana Pacers. Murray would drop 23 points in the duel, including 4 threes again, and in the late game, he showed his ability to attack the rack too. Finally, his third game featured a showdown against the #2 overall pick, big man Chet Holmgren and the OKC Thunder. Obviously, you can't jump to any conclusions based off of Summer League games, as the competition is not as good in the NBA, and they're both just different levels. But it was clear as day that Keegan Murray was the better player than Chet in this game. Keegan would drop an astounding 29 points, grab 7 rebounds, and 4 steals. Meanwhile, Chet would put up a mere 8 points. This time, Murray portrayed more of an attacking mindset, with attacking the basket with close range hook shots, floaters, and driving layups in transition. Murray is currently tied in 4th place for scoring in the Summer League overall, and is first in scoring among his draft class. He's really proved his worth as an overall scorer, and now I'll be discussing how he'll fit in with the Sacramento Kings. I'd likely see him starting at the power forward position, along with De'Aaron Fox at the 1, either Malik Monk or Kevin Huerter at the 2, Harrison Barnes at the 3, and Domantas Sabonis at the 5. When looking at the Kings as a whole, I think when you have a starting lineup along with a bench of Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk, Jeremy Lamb, Trey Lyles, and Richaun Holmes, they could honestly be fighting for a play-in spot and could maybe even sneak into a lower-end 7 to 8 playoff seed. As for Keegan Murray, I think this is a perfect opportunity for him to thrive. As I discussed earlier, even though Murray's weaknesses are his ball handling and playmaking, they won't really matter as much because he won't really be asked to do any of that when you have guys like De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes, and even Malik Monk and Davion Mitchell off the bench. With so much attention directed toward Fox, Sabonis, and Barnes, Murray will have a lot of open looks and opportunities to attack the basket, and this, along with his versatile defense, could ultimately make the Kings a much better team. Now we'll discuss if Murray has any star potential. On Tuesday's episode of the Hoop Collective, Mark Spears was actually telling Brian Windhorst that scouts told him that they had Keegan Murray as the number 2 player in the draft. Spears also said that Murray carries himself like Tim Duncan and does everything really fundamentally, and this also shows, as Murray said in a recent interview with Chris Haynes after his game against the Magic, that he didn't actually feel any pressure coming into the game and was really excited as well. He also took the approach that the game would just come to him. In my opinion, I think Murray will start as a high-end role player that starts on any team. However, if he keeps working on his game, including his ball handling and playmaking skill set, with more opportunities, he can definitely transition into a Siakam type of all-star. I also believe he'll be in the conversation for the Rookie of the Year race as well. Overall, I really hope Keegan Murray can transform into a great player and a near star, as not only is he really nice to watch, but the Kings have also suffered enough pain in their franchise, and sadly haven't even made the playoffs since 2006, and have constantly drafted busts. Let me know what you guys think of Keegan Murray and how high his ceiling is. Also suggest any other ideas for content you guys would like to see. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.